Hello, past clients, current clients, and future clients. I'm Rebecca Lindquist, the speech and accent coach in the Bay Area, and I'd like to speak specifically to Russian first language speakers today. So if your first language is Russian and you'd like to perfect your American English, you might have some very specific challenges. One of them is vowel usage. What I find in working with my clients is that as they learn vowels, Russian clients tend to use lip control, a lot of lip control, and they tend to have very tight jaws. So the first thing you might do is just notice, do you have any jaw issues? Do you night grind your teeth, or do you have issues where your jaw is actually in pain? And even if it isn't, you might try stretching it to see if you can get that drop in the ah sound. So for example, when you say the word body, do you drop your jaw? Most Russian speakers have trouble distinguishing buddy from body. So body, B-O-D-Y, has a jaw drop, ah. If you're not dropping your jaw, if you're saying body, like that, it's so short that it doesn't sound like a long ah sound. So to get more movement in the jaw, you might try stretching it. I do these stretches with all my clients, and I encourage you to do it all the time, especially if you're Russian. And that is to start with the webbing between your thumb and your second finger, putting it under your lip, and then making the ah sound as you stretch your jaw. Only go so far as you get a good stretch. You don't need to overdo it. You also want to monitor that your neck is not squeezing back. So what you don't want to do is this, ah. Instead, you want to elongate the back of your neck and gently stretch your jaw to a point where you're getting a really comfortable, nice, loose stretch, like this. Ah. And then you just hold it there and let all those muscles on the side relax. And you might need to do that several times to get a good release. Let's try it together. And this time, plant your feet. Really press your feet, which are lined up with your body, so your knees are lined up with your hips and your toes. You press into your feet, you get more length in the spine, you let your neck be long, and then you stretch. Ah. Once you get a good stretch, you might even notice your jaw moves a bit. That's a good sign. The next thing is to put one hand on your throat with your thumb on your chin, and then the other hand on your cheeks as you stretch and say, ah. Now when you do it straight with your neck straight. Ah. You can hold that stretch for up to 2 minutes. You should start to feel a little more movement. But at this point, all you've done is created some stretching. You haven't really taught your jaw to drop. So to teach the jaw to drop, which most Russians need to do because it's not dropping, you actually need to do an exercise to retrain the jaw, not to be chronically tight all the time. So to do that, take your thumbs, press up and give resistance. So you're going to resist the opening. It's really easy to open your mouth. So we don't want to do that. We want to make it difficult to open. So you resist as you open. Now you stay open, and we're going to switch the finger position. Notice I'm resisting by pulling down, making it hard to close. Let's try that again. What you're doing here is retraining your jaw to be really strong and then release completely. That's the key to allowing the jaw to drop so you can say words like body without making them sound short and round like body. The other thing to notice is in a word like buddy, it's almost like there's no vowel at all. In fact, one of my Russian clients told me the only way she could say buddy properly was to imagine it was spelled B-D-D-Y with no vowel. Obviously, some of these little tricks are helpful, but the key is to have the right movement in the jaw so you get that American sound of sounds being longer and more fluid with breath. And all of that comes from dropping the jaw. Another important area for Russian speakers is to watch the vibration on sounds. So there's timing in vibration. If you make a V sound, for example, you could start making the vibration at the very beginning, and you could say a word like victory. Or you could start vibrating a little later in the game, like this, victory. Or you could wait a really long time so it almost sounds like you're not even making a V sound, like this. Victory. So I wouldn't encourage you to wait too long. If you do, people might not even hear the V sound. But what Russian speakers have a tendency to do is the first variant that I shared with you, saying the word victory with an early onset of vibration. Can you soften the V? That is, can you inhale and then exhale? So the V starts out life as an F, becomes a V, and then becomes an F-like sound again. And the F sound is very soft, like this. You could even take your hand and go to get a little bit of that letting go, that breathing, that free sound. So it's as in the word fish. Now try that word again. Fish, letting go. Now can you add the word love in front of fish? If you don't love fish, sorry, pick something else. But let's pretend you wanted to say, I love fish. Notice how much breath there is on the fish. Can you get that much breath on your v? So you start with an F, then start vibrating, and then continue with an F, like this. I love fish. Let's do that again really slow. I love fish. And now let's speed up. I love fish. Notice how different that sounds from I love fish. The other thing about I love fish is it's very throaty. So can you speak from the back of your mouth instead of the throat? When I speak from the throat, the sounds come out immediately. They don't really go to the back of the mouth. Notice my intonation is different. It's a little rougher and gruffer. Everything sounds very strong. So to soften it, I want to inhale, open the back of my mouth, and speak from the back of the mouth. I love fish. My jaw's dropping, my mouth is open, the sounds are longer, the jaw drops on an ah, so if I said a sound again like body or buddy, I've got the jaw drop. And then when I say something like, I love fish, there's a lot of fluidity and less tension. If you're a Russian speaker, these are some of the things you want to work on. And if you'd like more, feel free to contact me, and I'd be happy to be your coach.